I'm going to review signs for school subjects. To sign subject, we start with C hands and bring them around. This is also the sign for class, except we're going to do it twice quickly. Subject, subject. Our first subject is reading. You're going to take your hand, palm facing out. This represents the page. Your other hand is in a 2, representing your 2 eyes, looking at the page and going up and down. Okay? Reading, reading. For language, you're going to take your L hands, touch your thumbs together and pull them apart. Language, language. For language, we have several different types of language. We have English, we have a fist, we take our other hand and fold it over the back. Okay? English, or you can sign English and pull it towards you a little bit. English. Another language is Spanish. You take your bent one hand, place it on your shoulder, and you're going to bring it down on top of another bent one hand. Okay? Spanish. Spanish. For French, you take your F hand, palm facing out, and you're going to twist it in. French. French. For Chinese, you take your index finger and you point, and you're going to make a backward 7 and touch both shoulders, right underneath both shoulders, and down. Chinese. Chinese. For American Sign Language, we sign ASL for short. Okay? ASL. We can also sign American Sign Language, or we can take our A hands and sign like that, sign language. For poetry, you take S hands right here under your heart and you're going to open them out. Poetry. Poetry. For spelling, take your hands palm facing down and wiggle your fingers. Spelling. Spelling. For math, 2 M hands, one on top of the other, and they strike. Math. Math. Now, we can label different types of math by initializing it. We can take an A hand and do algebra, a C hand for calculus, or a T hands for trigonometry. Okay? For history, we shake an H. History. History. And we can have different types of history as well, such as world history, or American history, or even deaf history. And for deaf, we are going to start from our ear and point to our mouth. Deaf history. For social studies, we make an S. Okay? Social studies. Social studies. For geography, we're going to make a fist. The other hand is your thumb and your index finger on top, and it's going to rock. The earth rocks on its axis. Okay? It's also the sign for earth. Okay? Geography. For health, you take your hands on your shoulders and you pull out. Health. Health. They come to a fist. Okay? For science, open A's means your thumbs are out and you're going to pretend you're pouring chemicals. Science. Now there are different types of science, so we can initialize it with a B for biology or C's for chemistry. If we're talking about anatomy, we're going to sign, this is a sign for body. You can just sign body for anatomy, or you can initialize it with A's. Anatomy. For computer class, we take a C and we circle it on our forearm where our thumb hits our wrist or arm. Okay? Computer. We could also sign computer by touching a C to our forehead. Computer. Or we can circle C's in front of us for computer. Or we can take our middle fingers and circle for computer. Currently, this is the most popular form for computer. Okay? For art, you're going to put your hand, palm facing out, represents the page. The other hand, pinky up, and you draw down. Art. Art. Music. Your hand waves over your other arm. Music. For theater, you take A hands and they circle back towards you, towards your chest. Theater. For gym, you take your hands and it's kind of like you're lifting weights a little bit, okay? Cross between lifting weights and jump rope, okay? Gym. Sometimes you'll also see it with bent ones, okay? Gym. Or gym. You could also just sign PE for physical education and fingerspell P-E. P-E. Now everybody's favorite is just recess. For recess, you take your 5 hand, place your other hand right in between it. Recess. Recess. Okay? For play, take Y hands that twist. Play. And my favorite is a field trip. Take a bent V and you're arc it up. Okay? Field trip. Out and up. Field trip.